Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to create a local dev Docker file. So right now we are running the application by just opening a terminal, and then we run the npm run command. So there might be cases whereby you just want to run everything with your Docker compose file. Okay, so here in the Docker compose, we have these different services, and then you want to add your own notification service to be executed using Docker compose. Now we are going to create a local Docker file and then add the service that will execute our notification service. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now for this local Docker file, we don't really care about the size or optimization or anything. So we're just going to create it with some few lines, okay? And then when we go to the production part, creating the production Docker file, then it's going to be different, okay? So what we need to do is, first, I will create a docker ignore file. So in the root, create a docker ignore file. Okay, so docker ignore, I beg your pardon, not docker. Sorry, not here. It's supposed to be in the notification service, so I'll move that. Okay, and then what do we want to add? We add our node underscore modules. Okay, we don't want Docker to build with our node modules because we are going to run npm run install command. Then we .git when we have it. Then we don't want it to build with the Docker file. Then .docker ignore itself. And then we don't want our coverage folder. Okay, so you can see when we run our npm run tests, it created this coverage folder. Okay, so just go ahead and add this into your docker ignore file. Now in the root, create a file called dockerfile.dev. This is going to be the Docker file for our local development if you decide to run your service using Docker Compose. Okay, so for this, let's go to Docker Hub. Okay, let's see or search for the Node.js version we want to use. So search for node, official node image. Okay, and then let's go to tags. The latest tag 2 days ago. Okay, whatever the tag is for you at this point in time, it could be different. Okay, so whatever the latest tag here, the latest I think is version 21. You have the Alpine version. Okay, so you can try to install the latest version. Okay, but let's use the Alpine version. The reason for Alpine is usually lightweight compared to some other versions. Okay, so Alpine is, and then with Alpine we can use install some other commands using APK, like maybe we want to install call or we want to run some other commands. Okay, so for this, maybe yeah, we have version 20. It could be a higher version, 22, 25. I don't know what version at this point in time it might be for you, but for me at this point in time it's version 21. So maybe I can use it. Yeah, I can use this one right here, 21 Alpine 3.17. Okay, so we add the first stage, node 21. It says 21 dash Alpine, 21 dash Alpine 3. I think, yeah, it's giving me the option of 3.18, so there's 3.18, so we can use that. Okay, so this is the first stage. Now in Docker, each of these lines represent a stage. Okay, and the more stages you have or the more lines you have, the more resources it will take up. Okay, so the first is the from, so we want to use the Docker image 21 Alpine version 3.18, and then the next thing is to create a work directory. So the work directory is going to be /app. Okay, and then what do we want to do? We want to copy the package.json into this new folder. Okay, so it's going to be copy package.json, then into this new work directory. Okay, so it's going to create a work directory called app, and then we copy the package.json into this new directory. We copy also tsconfig.json into this new directory, and we can copy, we need this .npm RC, because without this .npm RC it will not be able to install our shared library. Okay, so we need to pass the .npm RC also into the folder. Okay, now doing this, you can do all of this on one line, but since it's just local, it's fine for us. Okay, and then we want to copy the source, everything we have in the source directory, we want to copy it into this new app directory. So src/src. Okay, so the source is going to be the one we have here, and then it's going to move it into this app new working directory. Yeah, here you can run some commands, run ls. You want to see information in the console, yeah, you can do this. And now let us run npm install. So we need to install, because we are not using the node modules here, so we need to run npm install and npm install -g nodemon, because remember, for local development we are using nodemon. You can see it right here, we're using nodemon, so it will install with the package.json, and then it will also install nodemon in the container. Okay, and then another thing, we need to expose the ports. So remember, this is using port 4001, and then what command do we want to use to execute? Okay, so the command is npm run dev. Okay, so this is, I think this is sufficient for our local development. Okay, it's going to be different when we implement the Dockerfile for production. Okay, so we set the image, we create a working directory, we copy from the current directory to the new directory, and then we install npm and we install nodemon, we expose the port 4001, and we execute the command npm run dev. Npm run dev, remember, is coming from this script right here. You can see it, npm run dev. Okay, so with this now we have our service with its local docker dev file.